I thought perfectionism was about standards. Turns out it was about not being abandoned. Yesterday, I asked ChatGPT to help me uncover what's holding me back, and I uncovered the fear underneath my "I feel stuck" story. Today, it goes deeper. We are not talking about feelings now. We are talking about the core story behind the feeling, the invisible pattern, the one that's shaped everything: how I work, how I create, and how I decide I'm not enough. I asked ChatGPT, today you act as a master coach who specializes in tracking subtle cognitive and behavioral patterns. Help me name one belief I'm ready to question and what I could do differently today because of it.
All right, let's uncover these patterns together. First, what's a recurring thought or feeling that comes up whenever you face a challenge or step into something new?
It needs to be perfect.
That's a strong insight. The drive for perfection can be a hidden script that shapes how you approach new challenges. Let's connect that to your behavior. When you feel that need for perfection, what do you notice yourself doing or avoiding as a result?
I'm doing a lot of research and I am never finished. If I get into that hole of perfectionism, I can always add another layer, always make it better and better and better. That's the trap. When done, becomes a moving target, and enough always feels one step away.
So, the pattern here seems to be that the drive for perfection leads you into a cycle of endless refinement and overthinking, making it hard to feel satisfied or complete. Let's imagine who you'd be without that underlying belief that everything needs to be perfect. What qualities or actions come to mind if you let go of that perfectionism, even just a little?
I would be myself, meaning goofier. I would be funnier and I would allow myself to make mistakes. Not that I don't make them now, but I would be more compassionate and take it in a humorous way.
With that in mind, what's one belief you're ready to question today, and what's one thing you could do differently to honor that more authentic, relaxed version of yourself?
I don't know.
That's okay. It can take time to figure out what belief you're ready to question. Maybe start with something small, like questioning the idea that everything has to be flawless before you share it. One thing you could do differently today is to intentionally finish a task at good enough and let it be without going back for endless tweaks. It's a small step, but it can help you practice that self-compassion and embrace imperfection.
I have already been doing that, and consciously I know and I allow myself to post videos, for example, before they are perfect. I know I will never reach perfection, but underneath it all, the belief still exists that it's not good enough, and the results actually show it that my videos are flops.
I hear you. It's tough when the results don't match the effort and the mindset shift you're working on. Even if you intellectually know perfection isn't the goal, that underlying belief can still linger. Maybe the belief to question is the link between external results and your self-worth or capability. What if for today, you separated the value of your work from the immediate results and focused instead on the growth and learning each video brings? It might not erase the belief overnight, but it can help loosen its hold.
That sounds like a great idea. How do I do that? I want to squeeze you into helping me find a quick win, something I can do today.
Let's try something different. How about a micro celebration? At the end of the day, pick one small thing you did and give yourself a mini reward or a moment of acknowledgement. This practice helps anchor a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction in your daily routine.
Can I have cake?
Absolutely.
But even after that moment, something still didn't sit right. I know my worth isn't tied to performance. So why does it still feel this way? And how do I actually do that? Because I know it mentally that my worth is not connected to immediate results or to external validation. but still it shows up. That's the trap so many of us fall into. We know we are enough, but it doesn't feel that way.
It's one thing to know it intellectually and another to internalize it emotionally.
And then came this moment. Not a fix, just truth.
One way to bridge that gap is through consistent self-affirmation and small practices that reinforce your intrinsic worth.
Yeah, this is fluff. I don't think we need saying affirmations when a baby is born. The baby is worthy by default. We don't play recordings with I am worthy, I am deserving to the baby. So I was born confident in knowing my self worth. Something happened along the way. That's the layer I needed to peel.
You're absolutely right. That innate sense of worth is something we all start with, and it can get clouded by experiences and external influences over time. The goal isn't to rely on affirmations as a crutch, but to reconnect with that original, intrinsic sense of worth that has always been there. It's about peeling back those layers of conditioning and rediscovering that inner confidence and self-assurance you were born with.
Let's peel off one of those layers.
Absolutely. Let's start by identifying one specific experience or message that might have contributed to that layer of doubt or need for external validation. What's one memory or belief from the past that you feel might have planted that seed?
One that comes quickly into my mind was that in school, back in Romania, we would have a grading system from 0 to 10, where 10 was the highest. By default, I was asked to get a 10. And if I got a 9, it wasn't good enough. If I got an 8, it was a bit of a tragedy. That belief that only perfect was enough didn't come from me, but I carried it anyway. That mindset stuck, and I still chase tens. And that's what AI helped me spot. Not just a thought, but the scorecard I've been using to measure my value. A scorecard I didn't even choose, and deep down, I think I still followed it, because anything less felt like I might lose love, or worse, be left behind.
When you're consistently told that anything less than perfect isn't good enough, it can create a deeply ingrained belief that your worth is tied to flawless performance. Recognizing that this was an external expectation imposed on you, not an inherent truth about your worth, is a big step in peeling back that layer.
So today I'm doing something new. Not lowering standards, not pretending to care less, just celebrating one thing I did without fixing it. For me, that's this video. It's not perfect, but maybe it's what someone needed today. This was day 2, not a solution, a spotlight on the core story that shaped my reality. It's not about blaming the past. It's about realizing the stories we carry and deciding which ones we no longer want to live by. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. I'm not sharing this because I've figured it out. I'm sharing it in case you are carrying a story too, one you didn't choose. If you are ready to question it, day 2 prompt is in the description. 5 more days to follow. Each one goes deeper. Next up, day 3, the vision.